Hello, everyone. TYT Sports, Brett Ehrlich, Rick Strom. Appreciate you watching. So there's a study that was done by Stony Brook University, who just got a basketball team, I want to say like 6 years ago.
Oh my God, one of my favorite.
Again, you sound like the the girl from Big Mouth that Nick Kroll does.
There's a woman who works here in sales who sounds like Princess Caroline on the phone.
Who is it? Don't say it. So Lauren Hale, PhD, a professor in Stony Brook University's program in public health, with lead investigator Jason J. Jones, an assistant professor of sociology at Stony Brook, published a new study, right? This morning, evaluating the association between late night tweeting and next day performance among NBA players. I find this to be very interesting. So here we go. Nearly half of Americans aged 18 to 24 are active on Twitter. Players tweeting in the wee hours of the night can function as proxy for labeling next day games in which they are likely to be sleep deprived. Makes sense. A similar investigation was used during an attempt at mapping Donald Trump's sleep schedule in October 2017. The results were not good. Stony Brook's research is the first of its kind to present time-dependent findings, providing the clearest evidence of a performance. And here was the criteria: 11 p.m., 7 a.m. local time. The study analyzed 112 players' tweets from 2009 to 2016, filtering 581,190 posts and a data set of 37,073 late-night messages.
That's a lot of messages.
A lot of messages. After scraping in-game stats from Yahoo Sports' website, Stony Brook's evaluation determined players score 1.1 fewer points and play 2 fewer minutes in games following late-night tweeting, as opposed to games not following late-night tweeting. The biggest effect is shooting efficiency. On average, the 112 players' shooting percentages ticked 1.7 percentage points lower in games following late-night Twitter activity, a decline from 45.35% to 43.65%. I'm gonna stop there for a second. Let me catch my breath.
Oh, thank God, I was losing it too. I was pretending.
Thoughts overall thus far? Are you surprised? Like, I'm not totally surprised.
I wanted to see this cross-reference to what kinds of games relative to travel and other conventionally accepted things are people tweeting late into the night? Like, are people from the West Coast traveling to the East Coast, having some kind of jet lag, or vice versa, and then being like up all night?
Well, you could say, yeah, they could be jet lagged, or it could just be the home team's players staying up late.
Right, but maybe there's something that's pegged to having traveled that translates to some kind of jet lag oriented lag, which would be like, so I leave my house at 3, I get there at 9 p.m. To me it's 6 p.m. So I'm gonna stay up later. I can't go to sleep. What am I gonna do because I can't go to sleep? I just tweet. And are there enough people who fight back against that urge to counteract the effect? To actually be able to study that? I want to see it related to other things, but from like the 10,000 foot view, this does make sense. If you're up late, then you're not gonna sleep as much. If you haven't slept as much, you're not gonna play as well. A lot of the focus-oriented things, a lot of the fine motor skills that a lot of us would experience with lack of sleep suffer, then that makes sense to me. What about you?
Think about when. Okay, well, firstly, let me go in order here. I agree with everything you said. Good. The other thing is, how about just scrolling and not tweeting? How about just reading Twitter? Like, those players would also be sleep deprived, because when you can't sleep, you go immediately to your phone and you start looking at crazy shit or whatever it is. And also, here's the other thing that I was gonna mention. I am on like Reddit NBA and all the other NBA websites all the time. I don't remember once seeing the sort of news that we have. Granted, it's Donald Trump, but like, do you remember what happens when he sends out a 3 a.m. tweet? Like,
nuclear war.
Like, we go crazy. We're like, oh my God, he's tweeting again while he's taking a shit because he woke up because he eats a lot. So like, now, with this, I don't remember one single moment where it was like, oh man, well, this guy was up late night tweeting. Like, I honestly don't remember. I don't remember seeing this in the news at all.
No, but I don't doubt that it's a conclusion that they drew.
Agreed, but I just
and
think
in
we
terms
would
of
know
like
about
people who are like scrolling or why not scroll, you just can't measure that, so it wouldn't show up in this. This is where we scraped all the we've put down all the NBA athletes. We scraped when they tweeted. The ones that tweeted later, we looked at their performance and they didn't do as well.
Here's more. Even worse, when players tweeted between the hours of 2 a.m. and 6 a.m., shooting success dropped at a staggering 3.6% overall. That may seem like an insignificant number, but if 2 or 3 players are sleep deprived, that adds up, which is incredibly true. The shooting drop-off even extends to 3.95% for players late night tweeting on the road. There you go. Many teams have instituted evening guidelines for their players while they're cooped up in a random hotel in a random city. With video gaming, this is what also I was thinking while reading this, becoming a prevalent twilight hobby in the league, like Ben Simmons, Karl Anthony Towns. Staffs have suggested and even purchased players wear blue light blocking glasses and goggles. Team nutritionists, and this guy works for the Hawks, Braves, and Falcons, heavily involved in the process as well. The Hawks rely on a wellness questionnaire that originally determines how much sleep players experience, what time players go to bed, and their level of caffeine use. It's a natural source of melatonin is cherry juice. Cherry juice.
It's possible that people who are in the league just have a priority on performance, but they don't know that this behavior impairs their performance. And once they learn that that behavior has a negative effect on performance, they will change that behavior. But it might take the team doctor showing up and be like, all right, guys, you might not think this, but we've realized this. And it wouldn't be the first time that a sports organization incorporated some kind of scientific learning into their training regimens and overall ethos.
Well put. Ethos is a good word.
I don't even think it applies.
Let us know your thoughts. YouTube.com/TYT Sports. Do you know what you could get for $4.99? Maybe 1 pack of Skittles. You know what's better? A lot of content. So download the TYT app, available on iOS and Android.